Okay, so we're gonna be watching Coco. Felt like you were doing good this game. Well, this will be maybe a little bit of a wake-up call because the stats don't look too good. Be real with you. I just soars into blue. Off the look top mid. That's a good angle. One second. We need to kind of see what goes on right here. So I like what you did right here when you decide to look at it. But honestly, like you know there's a guy above you. I don't know, you have a teammate near you too. If this is me, I probably play for Ovi. Like I play to, you know, make sure that your team gets this. Like if he gets that, then you kind of have more room, but like think about it this way, maybe you play for that, guarantee that you get the Ovi. Maybe you push through market, see if anybody's low, get up top, and then you can kind of turn around behind this guy. You wouldn't get up there this quick, like he might push through, but I think playing for the guarantee on the Ovi is a better play than just jumping up into his face like that. And if you are going to back up and you know he's above you, you might not want to just instantly stabilize and clamber on this light because he could easily just be jumping over your head right now, you know, like back smacking you or whatever. Not like the worst death right out the gate, but I feel like you don't need to die there, not really. Or if you're gonna die, it should be in a little bit better of a, just needs to be a better death. Kind of average, kind of average. The barrel, you're sitting LR. Okay. Okay. About to open the bag, but we gotta back this up. Gotta back this up. So you know there's a guy in yard. Opt to do that. So as soon as this happens, you need to be aware that like somebody's gonna be around you. He can either be top gold like he is, or there still could be just anybody lingering behind there. That guy could have pushed through light hull or gone, you know, backyard of glass somehow, and like pushing out on you. Once you like kind of get exposed like this, you either need to make a choice to like challenge straight to top gold, or maybe even like drop from LR. But like just sitting out here in the open, like like even the fact that you're not like already walking, like you got to be doing something. Like you need to be moving somewhere. You might still die, like you end up getting 2v1, but that's just like you got to be already thinking about like what kind of situation you're like putting yourself in right away. So that's still kind of average. I mean, if I was you in the first place, so this is what I'll also say, is if I was you, I would have been walking up towards top gold this entire time. I'm not usually going to just sit here. Like, I'll sit here if I know that people are going to be, like, glass and light hull, and I'm waiting for them to push me. But if I'm in the position that you are, and you just know that, like, they're in the middle of the map, you saw a guy top gold, like, I'm going to be kind of wary of that guy top gold. Maybe try to get top gold already so that you can automatically be challenging this guy and taking over this spot. Because like you could still do the same thing essentially, like shooting that guy, if you like are top gold, and even you would have had a better angle in case he didn't die to shoot him, you know, on this side of the map, where you know you could have dropped from this angle rather than being over here like you were. So that's just like something to kind of consider with your position, because it's not bad, but this could be a lot better. This could be a lot better. Yeah, you're just kind of out there. Like look at where your team's at, and like look at where you're at. And now, like, you're just kind of in the middle of things, so, like, you backing up right now, this late into that, like, you're just going to die. You're just going to pretty much die right away. So I'd say, like, opt to just push through to top gold, take that fight, and, like, now you're kind of in a more secure location. Because, like, your team's in front of you, so that means they're going to be around you. You were, like, the furthest one pushed out, essentially. Your team is over here, or was over here, snipe side, and in blue. So that means that they can really only be behind you in yard and in tram. So, a little bit of an average death. Yo, Julius, how's it going? Alright, so let's watch this again. This entire time, one thing I will say is your teammates are kind of pushed out in the middle of the map, a little too far for sure. And then you have a teammate top gold. Like, your job over here is not to be like standing on LR, like looking this way. Most of the time, if you're in the position that you are, that means like if a team is playing it right, they're probably going to be having a heavier presence, maybe more so even like benches S4. And like you just standing out here in the open, just doing this, it's going to get you shot easily. So this is I'd say like this is just kind of lingering for no good reason. And like you need to be probably pushing out so that when your teammates respawn, or if they just play properly around you instead of just going bottom mid like they do, they can kind of fill in the holes, and then like you're the one walking forward like poster stairs with combo. Because like you're just kind of back and forth in between yard, and you're not really choosing to go anywhere. Like I would say you need to have been moving. And, like this is a good kill. After you get that kill though, you should be backing up. You gotta back up, or you gotta go forward. You gotta do something here. Because sitting in this hallway is a death trap. This is one of those instances where it's like, you're probably going to die, but you need to try harder. Like, I need to see you try harder right now to maybe live. Or at least go for, like, this next kill. Because if you walk through under this guy, he might miss you. And then you can kind of just maybe combo him in the back. That's not a guarantee. You might still die, but you can also be walking backwards here. You might get shot in the back, but then you make it through. Maybe you still die. Again, it's one of those things where it's like, you want to be making the plays that more often than not are going to keep you alive more consistently. Now, this circumstance, maybe you still die from like that guy S4 or whatever, but like it's not always going to be the case that like somebody's like right there to maybe kill you if you happen to be walking back out. And then same instance with this, like maybe you catch the timing right, you walk through, this guy's not turning, he doesn't see you, because just sitting light hull when you're half shields like this, yeah, you're just asking to die. Still got him one shot, so that's good on you, but that could have been a harder death still. A harder death. Not the worst, but, you know. Yo, Maverick, how's it going? Coming off respawn. Light haul. See, so you find yourself in this position a lot of times now. Sitting, like, on LR. Off to go top gold. Ooh, rough shots. Reluctant at LR because you didn't want to fight multiple people. So here's the thing. Is, you're not going to fight multiple people. Like, what you do here is fine. Like, you look down, you're checking your corner, you can peek out. When you see it's, like, wide open like this, that is your window to start walking through. Now, if you see, like, one guy start shooting you right away, when, like, he's, like, benches and you're right here, that's another thing. Like, maybe back down or still continue to walk through, but look at how much cover you have here. Like, even if you make it to the LR box, you can easily just jump thrust back in, and now you're safe all the way back in tram. Or if you went low, like, let's say you went low here, and, like, you're standing right here, and you start getting shot from top nest. Okay, now you back around the wall, or you just sprint thrust away, and now you're back here again. You have a lot of cover to work off of in case something goes wrong, but you need to take these opportunities to maybe start pushing up, even while your teammates are, you know, dying over there in blue ramp. They shouldn't be dying like that, but you really should be trying to set up for the next play. Or another thing in like this situation is, like, if you see this entire side of the map wide open, your teammates just died over here, like, now is definitely a good time to maybe break out. And at least get to like a good spot. Like, get to soda stairs and just like chill here. Like, you know this spot's clear. You can literally just wait until somebody walks around a corner and just combo them. Or you sit top mid, maybe even on the awning. Any of these spots being a little bit more progressive. Now, it's kind of trial and error, and like maybe you can judge it better if you actually made that play, but yeah, like being half-assed like right here and standing out kind of out in the open, it's not what you want to be doing. Like I said, that death happened. Not the biggest deal. Definitely need to have a little bit better time judging on committing to something because you're kind of in between in a lot of places. Like even right here, like you're opting to not push when your teammate's walking out. You're walking out slowly. And you start getting shot in the back. Kind of unfortunate, but I would say this entire time, like you should be walking out with your teammate. And like, I don't know, you could still be checking your corners, whatever it is, but like clear that guy up and then now you're in the middle of the map. Like you don't really need to be here right now. Now, you kind of lingered long enough that like now you are the guy to probably go top gold like you are. One thing I will say is you probably don't need to even drop in this gunfight. This is just kind of like a nitpick in how you're approaching this gunfight. Like you could probably still take this gunfight from up top while he's dropping, and like you just keep that advantage, and like you can kind of peek it just like with a little bit of a head glitch here, rather than dropping straight out like you do, so that he can see you this entire time. Just like stay up top, maybe peek over, and then like drop for like the last shot if you have to. Because being top gold while one shot or weak is definitely kind of dangerous, but you don't want to just give it up right away like you do. You don't want to drop right away. Spawn hotel. Gotta clean up on a guy. Nice shots. Damn. Ooh. You have 5 kills by the end of this game. It's 12-12. This is gonna be a rough game, I think, man. Oh, you dropped into a nade. That's unfortunate. 2 of your teammates are dead. Oh, no. Okay, so 100% in this situation, you gotta push that guy. Like, that you just killed 2. You're getting your shields back. Teammates are still alive. Still alive. Time has kind of passed, so now people are gonna start... Oh, shit. People are gonna start spawning now. But you're still in this, like, you know, blue ramp side of the map. Double. Still alive. Playing sniper side. Teammates push that. You opt to challenge out. You see this guy weak right here. Even though you're weak, so this is like one of those circumstances where you're in a bad spot. Like, you don't want to be bottom dip when 2 of your teammates are dead. But 2 of your teammates are dead. You're bottom dip while like almost one shot, and there literally is a one-shot guy right here. Just go for that kill. Go for that kill rather than like lingering here this entire time. Because like just look at how long you're lingering. You still burn your thrust, and then he happens to challenge you after he gets his shields. Like, if anything, this is what I probably do in this situation, is like I bank a nade at the ground so that it bounces right at the stairs, and then challenge out this side, and you have a lot of cover to also work off of. Because I don't know where the rest of these guys, yeah, they're in blue already. You might still die, but like, this is one of those circumstances, you just gotta make a choice and go. You are lingering way too much in a lot of these gunfights, or a lot of these moments when you just need to do something. You have options, and then like you're kind of, yeah, you just gotta commit to the gunfight here. Just gotta commit, because that was definitely an unnecessary, not an unnecessary death, but like that death became a lot more useless whenever you couldn't at least get the 1 kill to trade out. And an OV just popped too, so that your teammates definitely started the downfall to it, but ooh, reticle's a little wobbly right now. Seems like you're just kind of moving it all around. Let's rewatch this. Definitely when a guy's weak like that, you know where he's going. Just shoot a little bit more steadily. Take your time, line it up. You know where he's going. Teammate's driveway. Okay. I see you go to yard just a lot. To then like go like LR. Whereas like when you spawn tram here, even though you have your teammate like right below you, like he's pushing out loop, like sitting glass, especially while OV's about to pop. So that's another important, you know, thing to note, is like you need to recognize that like OV's popping, and like you need to get eyes as quickly as possible. Even if you don't get it, you just need to know. Like that should be your main objective right now. Is like go glass and just be glass so that you can like shoot this guy, back him down. Your teammate was even shooting him, and then shoot this guy that's challenging you like LR. But like you being here already, you would have had a lot of information thrown at you, and like been able to work with your teammate here, who's laying down some shots. But like look at all this time that you're burning, just sprinting through. And then this entire time too, like you need to make sure that you're getting the angle for Ovi. And like you guys need to be shooting like the same guy or shooting the guy that's like more than likely going to be going for Ovi. Getting this kill still is like, you know, you want to get whatever kill you can, but you want to make sure you're getting the more important kill. So, you know, die for this if you have to. Jump on top of this LR box and try to hit your shots while this guy's just sprinting out, rather than, you know, cutting this angle off sitting right here, because now this guy has Ovi and he's just turning around to shoot you. And then when you get weak like this, you should not be challenging out. There's no reason to do that. Yeah, that was a very unnecessary re-challenge. You already like didn't commit to killing that Ovi guy, and then he's way out there. Like you can sit behind this wall for a second, but like just back up. Like just back up and then work with your teammate to like do something else. Like just look at how unnecessary it is for you to just jump out here, and then like look at where they're at and look at where your teammate's at. And like they have a full Ovi. Like you're not gonna get that stick unless the guy's running straight at you. And like if he's running straight at you from top gold, I can maybe respect that a little bit more. But when he's not pushing you like that, no reason to jump out like that. No reason at all. So definitely a lack of awareness on the Ovi popping, and then like a lack of awareness I think for like the guy going for Ovi and like trying to focus that kill. Damn. Okay, yeah, there's just a lack of commitment I think in your gameplay right now. Like, so I'm gonna point out like it seems like 2 or 3 different things that are happening literally right now. Is this guy is weak. There is no reason to shoot that barrel. No reason at all. Nobody's walking through. Just shoot the guy. Just shoot the guys with your teammate and stop like worrying about maybe trying to get a barrel kill. You see that guy top gold? Okay, it's okay to then focus and chuck a nade at him. I think that's a fine, like, you know, swivel of the head to like focus somebody else for a split second, since you can't just look right at this guy. But you need to make sure this guy is dead. Like, you know this guy was weak driveway. Push him, drop. You should have been already dropping so that you can drop and just walk, like shoot this guy while he's backing up. That's like a very easy cleanup. And now you didn't do anything and your teammates are going probably 2 dead. So you stop shooting a guy because there was a barrel up. You can't be losing your focus in that gunfight. You just need to shoot the same guy that your teammate's shooting. And then, again, I think did like an okay play. You toss a nade top gold to like keep your, like back him down, hopefully hit him, and maybe kill him. But then that guy is still driveway, and you know that. You need to drop on that guy and close that kill out. Because if you kill that guy, like look at it this way, is if like you kill this guy going driveway, like you should have been challenging out right away. And like you could shoot that guy even too. Like he's just standing out there and he would have been an easy cleanup if instead you weren't trying to shoot that barrel. But you chuck your nade and then you should have been like sliding straight into this guy, kill him, and you could have been walking through behind this guy like glass or yard. Instead, your teammates are now dying and you're just sitting top mid, you know, doing nothing. So, just you're not helping anybody here, and you're really not accomplishing much. Even at this moment right now, like the best thing for you to do is probably play like kind of sneaky and like maybe try to get a flank. Just sit like bottom LR, wait for them to walk out, or you know go up driveway, and maybe try to like get behind these guys on glass so that you can be right here, get a back smack, or you know shoot somebody in the back here. You being top mid this entire time, it's not going to do much. You're not really helping your teammates to spread out into the map. Teammates are still dying. Yeah, and now you're just getting caught off guard because you don't know what to look at. And see, now you're eventually pushing up because now you feel pressure, but like you should have already had a play in your mind to maybe just play sneaky already. Maybe at a higher level, like people will actually kind of be ready for the low bottom of the map plays. But I think in general, most of the time in this circumstance, like you just challenge this guy and then you're behind them all. Like that's just what you got to do there. That guy needs to die driveway. He should not be alive. He's just one shot and you're full shields. That is a fight you take when like nobody has any pressure on you at all. That's what you got to do. That is just what you got to do. And like I said, all this lingering time right now, like you shouldn't even have been top mid. you could have still made that play to go driveway and flank behind these guys and maybe clean up that one-shot guy and then, you know, take this fight with the guy glass. And then now you get a double, hopefully, and then you're holding down, like, loop. And you're in a much better spot than you are now. Yeah, like, this entire time, like, you're not helping anybody. Tend to play super conservative in Slayer since lives are so important. Okay, but no matter the game type, you have to take chances. You have to take opportunities that are literally presented to you like they are. So it's one thing to make, like, you can still have a conservative playstyle, but like you need to know the windows. You need to know when something is just right in front of your face. This guy is getting shot at by your teammate, and his shields are weak. You shouldn't be shooting a barrel. Like this isn't conservative right now, but you toss a nade at that guy, you burn your thrust. So again, that's kind of like an unnecessary burn of the thrust. If you're gonna use your thrust, use it more aggressively, and like that's where the conservatism needs to just be thrown out the window for this moment, because like you get that kill. Because, like, if you're top mid and you're not getting shot at, this is, like, you can do whatever you want. And that means, like, clean up one-shot guy and then go do whatever you want also by, like, flanking through or, you know, moving through to shoot these guys in the back. That's what's going to help your team the most here. You can't play conservative in a moment like this. My nose. And see, like, these shots that you're getting from top mid, they're not accomplishing anything. You get that guy kind of weak on glass, but you're not going to be able to close out that kill. So why shoot those shots anyway and make this play anyway being conservative top mid? It's not going to accomplish anything. So you need to recognize the windows when you can be aggressive, or like when you can commit to a kill. Like you got to take some of these opportunities to be more, have some more closure. And I would say this was just kind of like a poor execution. You probably should be able to get that kill top mid. Yeah, proactive definitely is a good word. There's just an opportunity to do something. Now your teammates are spawning in front of you. You are backing up. You go yard again. Back through light hall again. Rather than just going straight to glass. So again, this is just still a lack of efficiency on top of that. Like you are going you're going into the same positions the exact same way. Your teammate who is on like Soda could really use you sitting glass for him, you know, shooting that guy off top mid or shooting this guy at benches. He can do a lot more being right here than you going. I think this is the guy that was also driveway, but now you've taken so much time. We'll see how it plays out, but it's like you could have been shooting this guy already. You already get 3 shots into him and back him down, but this is like 5-10 seconds later. You needed to get to like glass sooner, like almost right away. Guys, one shot there. Yeah, if this is me, I'm taking that risk to, like, you know, maybe go market, bottom dip to close out that kill. You're moving way too slow. Kill ends up coming eventually, but now you're just lingering a little too long. Yeah, I mean, that kind of happens. It is what it is. Like, I'm glad you at least kind of had the idea to be a little aggressive, but like, if you just close out these kills faster, you are probably more aware. Like I said, you see that guy's one shot there. As soon as you... Oh my... I'm stuck. As soon as you see he's one shot there and he's not poking anymore, now's your time to... I mean, your teammate's still here also. Yeah, but he's so far out. Yeah. At this point, I think it's just good to go right side. You know you have a teammate right next to you on your left. Go right. Clean that guy up, and then you can move through into dip. And then, like, you know, play top nest or play in the blue. Whatever you want to do. But, like, this is the window. This is the window that we're talking about. Moving way, way too slow. Because, like, all this time that you're burning, if you didn't have your other teammate pushing, like, left side there, he might just sit U-turn the entire time and get a shield. That's what a lot of top players will do. They will just opt to not move sometimes. Like, a lot of times you don't even need to move when you're in a spot like U-turn. Because, like, think about it this way. If you don't push him at all, or you push him very slowly, like, he just gets his shields back. And then this guy he's now, like, super far out U-turn, still hasn't gotten the kill, and, like, this guy can, you know, maybe challenge you or take the fight here, or get to top mid very quickly. But it's like, you need to apply pressure when, like, the pressure is on that guy. I think your teammate also got a kill earlier, too, so it is a 3v3, so the numbers are even. Like, now's the time to take a chance to close that out. It's moving just way too slow. If If I'm you, also, one thing I'll say is, you know, shots a little wobbly, so you miss some shots, but maybe opt to try and just get out of there quickly. Hit a clamber on what I'll show you in a second. Yeah, gotta use the sprint button for sure sometimes to close out some of these kills. You're just moving way too slow. Also, just kind of spamming jump a little bit. Oh, you hit the light post. Timing of your thrust, though, is just kind of poor in general, so something to keep in mind. Yeah, your thrust management in general definitely is just kind of poor. But you're kind of in a dead situation anyway, like you're not really going to accomplish much. So, put it back down. I think this is okay. Oh, your reticle placement, though. Oh, why are you backing up? And then you burn your thrust. Okay, I gotta break this down no matter what anyway. Like, this is just very poor execution. Yo, gamers, how's it going, man? How's it going? Like, I think this is fine. Like, you see he has sniper, you don't want to take the fight, that's okay. But, like, if you're gonna walk in here, you need to have, like, your reticle ready. Like, look at where you're looking at. And, like, as soon as you start walking through the doorway, then you're starting to look around before, like, you're not even fully checking the corner either. It's like, if you're gonna check your corner, or you think, like, maybe he's elevator, like, close off this angle, and then, like, kind of do a sweep, and then come back around. You're just kind of moving your reticle left and right, like, choose something. Choose it where you're gonna look at, or, like, where to maybe expect somebody. Because if this is me, like, I might, you know, some nerdier games at a higher level, people might be sitting in this corner, so I'm just always prepared for it. But the rest of the time, like, I'm watching like the head height of, like, these planters where somebody could be sitting behind, or like Yarbyar. This guy's actually kind of in a nerdy spot over there, but you know, you kind of keep your reticle more centered here while you're looking through, and instead of spamming it, you're also not allowing yourself to, like, have a clear sight of what's going on. Like, you're not going to be able to see anything when you're just constantly moving your reticle left, right, left, right, left, right. Like, doing this, walking through, it's just going to disorient you a little bit and, like, probably make it harder to see like you do. The waste of the thrust, yeah, I don't know why you waste the thrust at that point. I think, like, you move in, and then you kind of just play off of, you got to play off the geometry, you got to work the map. Maybe try to win this gunfight. Or if you're really going to back out, like, back out, get your shields, and then re-challenge. There's no reason to burn your thrust and then re-challenge weak and not have your thrust. Those are two things that are going to be important. It's a good thing that you have your teammate come in and close it out, but that's, like, you didn't die in that situation, but that was just still very poorly executed. And, like, you got to make sure that you're approaching those types of fights, or approaching those sort of pathways a lot smarter in, like, the execution of, like, your pre-aim and whatnot, and how you're using your thrust. You gotta be a lot more wary of how you're using your thrust. You're just using it at weird times, so maybe just start holding on to your thrust more and, like, use it at the very obvious moments, and then, like, you'll kind of start to pick up. Oh, yeah, that sucks. We'll just close out on that. Just be a little bit more aware of how you're using your thrust and handling your pre-aim. OV popped. Okay, so this is an important moment. He got it right away. But if this is me, and I see OV popped, and there's a one-shot guy right there, instant thrust slide or just jump thrust out to close out that kill, and then hopefully go for it. That guy probably still would get in that situation if I did that, but this is the important kill to close out, and then play for it. And if you can't, you can't. That guy was more prepared than the rest of your team. But now that guy top gold is still alive too. So again, it's like you gotta be committing. Like, you are the guy to commit to some of these kills. Like, so here's the thing, is, like, if you close out that kill, maybe there's another guy LR, maybe there's a guy Soda, maybe that guy top mid, like, happens to fight you. Then, like, back out this way, and, like, you have plenty of cover to work off of. Like, you gotta take these chances and, like, force yourself to, like, actually play at a higher level and utilize the rest of the map, rather than just getting the easy stuff given to you. Because, like, what I'm seeing a lot of is, like, the game is literally presenting windows and opportunities for you to get kills that aren't necessarily, like, well, you just walk out and then you get a one shot. No, this guy's in a corner like so, and you're cut off. Like, you need to get that kill, or you should get that kill. And then once you're out here, then you work off of like whatever's next. Like, that OV guy might start to push you, but it's like, okay, maybe you play on the awning, go S4. Maybe there happens to be another guy LR, like I mentioned. Like, you can still play this side, or there's a guy shooting you from blue truck, and you play on the other side. But like, you need to put yourself in these situations, is what I'm getting at. You're playing too conservative. You're doing too little, and you're not gonna get any better if you don't step out of your comfort zone. That's what I'm seeing, is like you're playing way too comfortable, and like there's so many situations that's just allowing things to slip through your fingers, and like your team is suffering from it for sure. And again, you're just lingering for way too long in this one area. They get OV. Like, once they get OV, just get out of there. Once you see that sniper, like, you kind of see the glint, or like just a little shine. Yeah, I mean, that's a little bit harder to say. It's a little nitpicky, but in general, once they get that OV, like, you don't need to be standing flower door at all. You don't. Yeah, like, you should be full on walking, like sprinting back into yard to look for combo, which it actually is up, and like get control of the map. Like, this is what's more important right now. Like, look at where the rest of your team's at, and like this guy's in yard. That guy should have already been dead, like I said. But like, you'd opt to back out, well then back out. Don't just stay there. Nervous on certain plays and when to commit. Exactly. So if you're nervous with that, you have to still make a choice, because you're not making a choice. Whether you think you are or not, you, in a lot of these situations, you are not making a choice, and you're basically like taking what the game is handing you. Because like I said, you're not even really full on backing up here. You're just lingering. Like, look at what you're doing. You're just standing still. You need to be thinking about the next play. You need to be thinking about, like, that guy got OB top mid. You got to think, he's probably going to push you guys now. So you need to, you know, play for the better positions, which is yard and tram. Play for the combo. That's like the counter to, literally the counter to OB. And, you know, try to work off the information from there. But just hovering around in blue door, just doing this, left and right, you're asking to get killed. You got to make a decision. The decision, I think, already was to, like, be more committing to that one shot top mid and then play from there. That's a little bit more risky, I guess, but, like, you at least secure a kill, and then that at least makes the OV guy. Because here's the thing, is, like, this guy that has overshield needs to work a lot harder if you make that choice. If you push him top mid and then you have, you know, your teammate blue window, blue ramp, and top gold, all three of these guys, or all four of you looking at OV top mid, that's going to put a lot of pressure on him. And you got to realize that when you have a window like this. You can't just stand back like that. And just, like I said, you're lingering. You're just lingering, you're lingering, you're lingering. Back up. Like, you walk forward, then you back up. You got to either walk forward or back up. You can't do one or the other. Not really in this situation. There are times where, like, you can maybe linger, but, like, that's something that comes with more experience, and you kind of understand the situation a lot better. But it's very clear that, like, you're kind of lost a little bit, so you need to make sure that you are making decisions. And then recognize that you're making a decision. Like, you think to yourself, that guy's one shot right there, there's an OB coming up, I'm going to try and, like, you know, be super hyper aggressive on that guy. And, like, that's what you do. And if it doesn't work out, then you can think, well, what could I have done better? Maybe should I have played slower? And then, like, you do what I'm doing now, where you break it down. It's like, okay, yeah, I should have played slower because A, B, and C, or whatever. Or I should have been more aggressive because A, B, and C. So you need to make these decisions. You need to fail so that you can actually learn from it, because these half-assed plays are going to, more often than not give you much answers. I've played enough, and I've done enough of my own, like, I guess, research and watching of my own film and whatnot to, like, kind of understand these situations, to kind of tell you what you should be doing, even when it's not very clear. But you need to do stuff so it's very clear. Like, if you make the wrong play, you need to know you made the wrong play. That's how the learning experience is going to be. And then the more you do it, the more you'll kind of understand the nuance to it. And you will develop just a higher IQ in-game. Linger to think what to do, but maybe it's overthinking. 100%. 100% you're worrying too much. And it's normal, but when you have, like I said, you have other things in the game to pull you out of it. That guy's one shot. Maybe I should push that one shot guy and then work from there. The guy got OV. Well, maybe I can just back up and play for combo and play for yard. Like, those are two different choices you can make, but again, you did not make either one. So, you need to throw yourself into one or the other and start, like, breaking it down. Well, is that the right thing to do or not? Because if you were to rewatch this by yourself, I could guarantee you wouldn't really know what needed to be done when you're just standing blue door like that. But I see it right away, and I can tell you, you need to just make a choice. So that's what I've seen though with a lot of the plays. So that's why this is we're kind of talking about this a lot longer than everything else. Is there is a lot of complacency and like you not doing much at all because you're just maybe I should, maybe I shouldn't. Just do something, and like this is all practice. That's kind of how you need to think about it. Spawn hotel. Okay, so now we're moving on. Oh yeah, you can't be spamming the shots like that. 100% turn your acceleration down or play on a slower sense. You gotta stop moving that right stick so much. When you have a teammate like that, this is a little bit more. I mean, in general, you just gotta make sure you're slowing yourself down. Like, you should not have 7 or 6 shots right now. Like, you literally have half of your clip. You're just spamming the right trigger too much. So until like from what I'm seeing is like you're just reacting. You're constantly reacting with your aimer. You need to make sure like your aimer is literally on the person when you're aiming before you're like pulling the trigger. If you do that, if you do more of that and make that more of a habit, you will eventually be able to just land shots a lot more consistently. But maybe turning down the sense a little bit, whether it's the Excel or the actual sense, will probably help. Because way too wobbly. Way too wobbly. Play 3-5. Yeah, turn it down somehow. Probably the Excel. But in general, even if you're playing on any sense, you need to make sure you're not just slapping the right stick around. Like I said, I'm seeing you do just a lot of this. In like a lot of you need to make sure you're just moving things slightly. Like this guy, if he's walking out, like it just needs to be more consistent, slower movements, rather than you just constantly reacting, like constantly moving your stick, like up, down, left, right, all over the place. Like it can't just be full-on reaction where you're just constantly just doing this. Like you need to have a little bit more consistent of the micro adjustments in your aiming, no matter how fast or slow it is. Because 3-5 is still pretty fast, so you need to make sure that you're even more in tune with doing that. But yeah, you're just moving the stick all around the edge way too much. Say reload the pistol. Oh damn. Yeah. You're definitely playing too conservative overall still. That's okay though, you got 3 shots and backed out. In general, I do want to see you move just more. There's just way too much complacency. Like you get that, here's what you should be doing in this situation, or I would say this is what I'm doing. Is if I'm getting the shots like you do, 2, 3, you're backing up. Like you're walking in circles and backing up most of the time. You should be trying to walk forward at this guy while landing those shots. And as soon as you start landing it, then you can kind of check your angles. And like, if this is me, I'm probably still poking out right away to like clean up that one-shot guy and then like, play my life at hotel. There's no reason to really back up right now. I'm pretty certain your teammate got like a kill. And they're just stuck there too. But like, you gotta take a risk. You gotta try to move out. Yeah, I mean, even in this situation, I think you should be able to recognize that there's a guy also just sitting still in hotel. So like in this moment, this is a little bit nitpicky because like this might be a higher level play, But it's like, if that guy is not really challenging you all that much on truck now, it should be very easy to just walk forward and, like, or not even walk forward, sprint at this guy and close out this kill quick. Because if you can sprint at this guy, like, get him easy melee or 2-shot, then everything, like, even if you're 1-shot here, your teammate top gold can then watch this guy challenge you, or this guy walking out. Again, you're kind of allowing these guys to just poke and get shots on you from, like, where you're standing. You're just literally just standing out in the open. But if you're cutting the angle, walking down, you can still be prepared for this guy. And, like, your teammates can still help you. Like, your teammates have so much firepower here that, like, you can take the risk to move. But you're not taking the risk. You're sitting back. You're getting your shields partially, and then you're still poking. And, like, that entire time, you just haven't been aware of the guy. Like, this guy has still been, like, almost 1-shot in hotel this entire time, but, like, you're not even paying attention to him. He gets cleaned up, but it's about the efficiency. It's about where your mind's at, and, like, how this is going to affect plays in the future, and, like, where you're establishing your pace. At this point, this is pretty standard. Like, you got the 3 shots, back down, and your teammate gets to clean up. Yeah, don't take that challenge. Like, if you want to take that challenge, like, you got to be a little bit more discreet or, like, faster with your thrust back. Especially since you do at least have, you know, a thrust available. But being down this many shots, like, you should already be zoomed in, like, ready to poke, or, like, pre-fire almost, and, like, thrust back, if that's what you really want to do. But honestly, at this point, there could be another guy in blue. There isn't right now, but that should be how you think about it. And maybe opt to just kind of, like, get to the top blue ramp, get your shields, and then move into blue. You just can't die like that. You just can't. That's an unnecessary challenge. An unnecessary challenge to the death. For sure. In the yard. Okay. You're still around the same spots, man. You're still in the same spots going LR on that, like, ledge. Hiding in light hall. Like, you need to be walking out. You can't keep walking forward, getting shot, and then walking backwards every single time. Sometimes there is a right time to back up, but I would say more often than not, a lot of these moments when, like, you're in a decent position, like, you have a lot of cover here, and I think you have a teammate maybe back down, or I could have swore he was glass. I could have swore somebody, like, went past you towards glass. Oh, wait a second. Where are you at? Yeah, your teammate was glass. But it's like, this is your moment to just start walking out. Like, you should be walking out already. Like, you can't keep looking in. Inwards over here. Like, this stuff over here does not really matter. It does not really matter when you are standing right in this general location. Over here, benches, posters, U-turn, S4 matters so much more than what's going on at dip. Like, your focus needs to be walking through LR, like, backing these guys down, and then, like, you branch out towards posters to get, like, some top mid control. You can't just be complacent and, like, hoping to play the game in this position. Like, this is not where you want to be all the time. Now, you want to make sure that this area is at least controlled, so if you're the one to control it, that's fine, but, like, this is not a moment to control, like, Tramp. You need to get kills, you need to get some map positioning, and on top of that, a new sniper's coming up too. In literally 8 seconds, that sniper's coming up, and you're looking at blue. Unnecessary. I mean, I think pegging the stick, like I said, moving that stick around at the edges so often, it's not even necessarily an acceleration problem. It's just people have problems, like, slapping the stick around too much. So you gotta just have some more discipline on the right stick. That's why I said what I said. No matter what sensitivity you're on, you need to be better at micro adjusting. Yeah, a lot of this unnecessary. Even while you're weak, I said it before on another time. Like, if you're getting weak, getting back down from, like, over here, you could easily be backing down into, like, loop and, like, fighting this side, or just kind of chilling on LR. Like, you're very safe here. You are very safe here. This, not so much. It's safe at least for right now, but a lot of time has just been spent lingering. Way too much. See, now you are forced to walk out. So like I said, you are like dealing with the game in a way that you're letting the game like kind of dictate what happens. Like the other team, you're not gonna be able to predict what they do, but they push you out and then you finally walk out LR. It's good that you finally got that kill. You you haven't gotten a kill in quite some time, but that could have been a lot sooner and you guys could be in a much better spot. Like you happen to die, your teammate dies, but if let's see where you are right now. If you happen to have walked out sooner, like this guy probably would not be where he is as easily as he is. Your teammate that was glass also got back down because these guys had so much room to work off of. So like, yeah, like this is not the play for you to just stay here. You don't want people staying here. If somebody's gonna stay still at some area, it's gonna be glass. It's gonna be glass. And you are not the man to just stay still in LR. Like you are meant to be pushing through, or if you were to be the one glass, then your teammate would go loop and push up under you. So it can work a few different ways, but you don't want to be just standing here like in light hall. It just does not work. Spawn bottom left. Now you need to lift back up. Yeah, you're flicking in between too much. I can understand there's moments of, you know, a moment to like wonder like what kind of play you need to make, but like you're still taking too long. You finally committed, but like you gotta commit sooner. You gotta make a choice faster. It's like I can tell that you know the choices that you have, but you are taking too long. And it's like your full shields just standing still bottom left. Like look at you for right now. 540. 5 seconds pass before you lift up. Like either you need to lift up right away when you're still full shields, or like I don't know. Here's the thing: is like I can maybe wait for a nade or two, and if a nade isn't coming in like a second, then I'm gonna go back up. But even then, I'm gonna lift back up and use my thrust if I have to get away from maybe dying. Or you push out through like blue truck and go back through. I will say that I think it's the better play to still play up top and help your teammate here, top nest. But you can't be burning like 5 seconds just sitting still there. Shot's a little off. It's alright. At this point, yeah, if you're playing top nest side, you want to be playing this side of the map. You keep looking over here. Even from LR, you're looking like blue side all the time. You don't want to walk into this corner. Unless you're forced to walk in this corner, don't walk into that corner. But, you're still living. Stuck there. Okay, I think this is okay. But now, see, team's 3 dead, and it's kind of like, it's all she wrote at this point, almost. But, just lingering, yeah. There's not much, I'm not really gonna, it's still the same thing, you're not really moving, but the game's pretty much over. They're all on top of you. So it's hard to really say like, oh yeah, you need to do this at this moment. The game's basically over. But, these last few moments here, I'm not sure when they get OV. Let's see how this works out. Like your bottom lift this entire time, you could have been lifting, you could have been lifting, you could have been lifting, pushing top like benches, pushing benches, pushing benches, pushing benches. You could have been doing this the entire time. And then they just now got OV. And you had been down in lift for like 10 seconds. So it's a rough go. It's a rough go with being way too complacent on like where you're sitting at. Yo, Walden, thank you for the 5 viewer host. I appreciate it. You gotta be, yeah. I mean, that's the end of it for the most part. You definitely have a commitment issue, I would say. You have a fairly large commitment issue. And it's commitment more so on the aggressive end, where you need to just close out some of these kills. They're right in front of you. They're one shot. There is information on your screen, like you have teammates surrounding you. There might be an overshield up. Like some of these kills, they need to just happen. But you're not really going for it. But even then, you don't go for that kill. You're not going for the aggressive play, but you're not also like playing the real you know, forward thinking, maybe more conservative play, like with that overshield in the middle of the match, where you could have gone to yard and gone for combo when they got overshield. Instead, you sat right in the middle. You got to go here or you got to go here, and you're sitting somewhere in between way too many times. You got to have a path that you are moving towards, like a destination, a goal. And when you're sitting in between, more often than not, you're not really going to have that goal really accomplished because you're just so wishy-washy about what you want to do. Got to just do something. And like I said, with like matchmaking, you can really lay that out in front of your eyes when you're going through theater about, oh, I should have maybe done this or I maybe should have done that. Just like lay out some and notice these decisions you could be making and move from there. And then you can like recognize, oh, that was a really fucking terrible time to challenge out, so I won't do that again. Maybe you do it a few more times, but you know, that's the beauty of it. You need to be able to make choices and then fail at it and then go from there. More committed chows. I would say for your situation in particular that could be the case. However, in general, the more important thing to take away, Coco, is just be more committed. If you're going to do something, do it. Like, go for it, or, you know, back up and back up fully. Don't back up half a step, back up, you know, a few steps entirely. And then, like, afterwards, like I said, you can go back into theater on your own time and you can recognize the right and wrong. That's more so where I think a lot of your problems led.